Hey, and welcome to the Jessica Paul podcast. I'm your host, Jess Paul, actress, manifestation expert, and mindset coach. And I'm here to share with you all of my secrets on confidence, success, and the magic of manifestation. If you're ready to dive in deep and see more success in your career, more money in your bank account, and more love in your life, with a whole new level of freedom, then you're in the right place. I'm letting loose on everything you need to take back control of your life, up-level your mindset, and tap into your manifestation powers. I'm so excited that you're here. Hello, gorgeous souls, and welcome back to the JP podcast. It is I, Jess Paul, here to give you all of the tips on mindset, miracles, and manifestation, and to make you feel fucking great, okay? So I'm back, and I'm really getting into the swing of this podcast now. It's been, I think this is my 4th episode, so it's been like a month of podcasting, and I feel very, very natural. I feel like I'm in my natural environment. So, little life update. The Sunday just gone. So that was Sunday the 7th. We had our very first Success Momentum coffee morning. These events, guys, I did a year ago. You know, when you see the memories on your timeline on Facebook, and I was like, oh my God, I've not done them for a year, but they went down an absolute treat. And so it's for every single Sunday in November, guys, that we are live in my Facebook group. You have the chance to sit down with me on a level and chat all things mindset and manifestation. And get to know the other ladies in this community, because one of the biggest things for me in my own journey was community. Like, if you're hanging around with the wrong people that are not going to lift you up and make you feel energetically amazing, then you're not going to manifest the things you want into your life, right? Because manifestation is everything to do with your vibe, which actually I'm going to be talking about today in today's episode in more detail. But your circle is everything. Like, you literally become, I don't know who was it that even said this quote, you literally become the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So be freaking picky about who you spend your time with. For me, it was the biggest thing, actually just having a little declutter of socially who I spend time with and getting myself inside these communities full of women, powerful women who want more from their lives, who want to give that love and want to give that support. And that's why I place so much importance on my own community, and it's just grown and grown and grown over the past 2 years. So it's amazing to see. So these coffee morning events, they're like my opportunity to sit down with you all and have that chat on that level. So if you guys haven't joined in yet, then what all you need to do is become a member of this private community. They're all free. These are free events for the whole of November. And as well, guys, if you get in there now, we are going to be doing something really exciting at the end of November in there. So get in on all of the magic, all of the action now. If you guys haven't watched the first live that I did, it'll be there on replay for you to catch up on. And drop a message in there, introduce yourself if you're new, but just everybody is welcome. Every ambitious woman out there is welcome, because we all want to change our lives and we all want to reach for the top, because that's what we're born to do. So all of that information will be in my show notes as per, so you can go and click in the link there and come and join in. Right, guys, today I'm sitting down with you to chat all things law of attraction. It's one of those things where I talk about this stuff so much, and because I've been practicing the law of attraction and these principles for so long now and changed my life in so many ways, that it's become so natural to me. But actually somebody I met the other day was like, Jess, what is it you even do? Like, I'm confused because I've never even heard of the law of attraction. And I was like, damn, I need to do an episode just kind of taking it straight back to the basics. Now, even you guys that are listening to this podcast that are like, oh no, but Jess, I know what the law of attraction is. Like, it's so good to just sit back and remind yourself of the basics of the law of attraction principles, because sometimes we can forget, sometimes we can just get so wrapped up in our life and forget what it actually freaking means. And so I want to use this episode to literally go all the way back to the beginning, lay the foundations of what the law of attraction actually is and how you use it in the manifestation process, because number one, guys, like the law of attraction is probably the most powerful law of the universe. Like it's the one that most people have heard about. Like most people, if you've picked up The Secret, like that's the thing that most people go to first, and they're like, oh yeah, law of attraction, like attracts like, right? It's probably the most powerful law, but it's not the only law of the universe. There's so many of the laws at play which all affect the manifestation process. But for today, we're going to be talking about the law of attraction because, like I said, it's probably the number one law that most people should know about. So guys, full disclaimer. When I first picked up The Secret, it was when I was in college, and I was just not ready to read it. And one of the things that like you have to know about this work as well is you've got to be ready to hear about it, right? Because for some people, it's just far too woo-woo, don't understand that, don't get what you're chatting, Jess, what is all this vibration that you're talking about? And like, I think I wasn't ready when I first picked it up. I kind of read it, I was like, oh, that'd be nice, but I never did anything with it, right? And I had to go through years of my life living a certain way to really... it was divine timing for me, where I was kind of like, right, I've got to actually start learning about this stuff for real. And years ago, guys, like I was literally the most cynical girl you'd ever meet. Like I said this before in my own journey, like I did not for 1 second believe in myself. I was just so negative. I was like actually probably a bit of a drain to be around. Like, and I remember actually on a film that I was shooting years ago now, and I was there I made some really, really gorgeous friends, and they're still my friends to this day. But we were all quite cynical, and I remember just having these chats with people on that set and being like, oh God, well, that's just life, isn't it? Like, we can't do anything about it. And I was just so negative, but that was like my natural way of living. So like it took me time to get into this work because I really had to like fight through that conditioning that I already had, and sit down and just open my mind to it. And again, there's still people in my life to this day who I love dearly that probably still don't get it very much. Like, you know, some people in my family that still, you know, watch what I'm doing and they've seen what I've done with my business, but they're still a bit like, I don't get it, Jess. But the difference is when you start manifesting things tangibly using the law of attraction, that's when people do turn around and go, oh, okay, well, there must be something in this, right? And that's kind of what I did. You know, I started doing research and then I was like, well, there must be something in it. Like all of these people are talking about it and they're really freaking successful. So I had to really open myself up to it anyway. And I wanted to just say that because, again, if you are completely new to this stuff, don't worry. Like, it really will feel weird because you've been conditioned to believe certain things about yourself. One of the things that I bang on about to my clients and remind myself is that when you start practicing the law of attraction, you become a visualizer. And now what most people are in this world, they're observers. And what I mean there is that a lot of the time, and this is what I did, you observe the reality, the current reality that you have going on around you. And for me, back then, my current reality wasn't great. Like you all know, I was in a toxic relationship. I was getting rejection left, right, and center. Like, I wasn't making any money. And so I was looking around at this reality and I was going, well, this is all my life is, you know? Like, there's your proof, there's the evidence. And it was just reinforcing beliefs that I had about myself and about the world. And therefore, the law of attraction was working against me, okay? So the thing about the law of attraction, guys, is that you get what you think about, whether you like it or not. You are always manifesting, okay? So that's like the first thing you need to know about the law of attraction. So going back to this premise then of being a visualizer rather than an observer, what you've got to do is you've got to get into the habit of visualizing a reality that you want, that you desire, before it's actually in your current eyesight, right? Before it's actually physically, tangibly there. And this takes time, right? This takes inner work. And we're going to talk about what that inner work actually is in this episode. But essentially, like, Back then, I was an observer. I was looking around at this reality that I did not like. I was reinforcing beliefs about the reality that weren't good beliefs, and therefore I was just creating more and more of this negative reality. And so I had to become a visualizer, and this took work. This took lots of inner work on my mindset and on my energy, and really getting to grips with what the law of attraction actually is and making it work in my favor. So we're going to dive into the basic principles of the law of attraction for you now, and so you can have a little think about how it applies to your own life and how we can move you forward too. So guys, the basic principle of the law of attraction is that like attracts like, right? And what that means is that if you're giving off a certain vibration to the universe, then what you're going to get back into your life is the same vibration, right? So if you're feeling frustrated, negative, just lost right now, then all you're going to call back into your life is more frustration, more negativity, and more feelings of being lost, right? And on the other hand, if you're feeling satisfied and happy and full of love and joy, then what you're going to call into your life is more things to be satisfied about, more things to feel happy about, and more things to feel that love around. So really, the premise of my teaching and what I'm helping you guys to do is feel the best you ever can, right? When you're feeling good, you're attracting what you want. Now, the thing is here, guys, and just as I said about my own journey, is that we've been deeply conditioned, right? We've been deeply conditioned to believe things about ourselves and to believe things about the world around us, which has made us lose confidence. It's made us feel like we are not in control of our life. It's made us hold on to pain and whatever's gone on in our life experience. And that leads us to believe certain things. And therefore, we end up feeling bad, right? We don't feel great. We feel resistant. You know, for many years, I just felt so frustrated. That was like the main vibe that I lived in, frustration. And because I was so frustrated, all that did was, within the laws of attraction, just meant that I called in more and more things that made me feel frustrated, right? So whether that be rejection, whether that be, not making the money I wanted, whatever, like it was just making me feel more and more frustrated. So the second thing you need to know about the law of attraction is that you are the literal creator of your reality. So all of this vibration that I'm talking about, all of this like attracts like, you're in control of it, right? Now, as I said before, whether you like it or not, you're manifesting. So the vibration that you're giving out, whether you like that vibration or not right now, is creating right now. You're vibing at a frequency. We all are. I am right now. And so the things that are coming into my reality right now are matching that, right? And again, my job here is to help you not just become the creator of your reality, but to become a conscious creator of your reality. And what that means is you take back control. You start being able to manipulate, and like that word sounds like a bad word, but it's true, right? We manipulate our vibration. We can control, we can bend, we can move our own vibration in order for it to fit with what we want to call in, right? So the main thing here with manifestation is that, if we want to call in money, success, love, relationships, anything into our life, then we've got to be vibing at the frequency of that desire, right? So just as I said before, if you're feeling satisfied and happy, then you're going to be calling in more things that are going to make you feel satisfied and happy. So if you want to be calling in more money, then you've got to be vibing at the frequency of money. Now, this is, again, going to start sounding really freaking weird for those of you that are new to the law of attraction, or even for those of you that are just re-going over this work. It does sound strange, right? Because we haven't been taught that money has a frequency. We've just been taught that money is those physical banknotes that we see. Actually, nowadays it's all in the air anyway. It's all invisible. You just tap your phone everywhere. But we're not taught that everything has a frequency. But this is the reality, right? Everything in this life has a frequency. We are living in a vibrational reality. So if we can understand, first of all, what that frequency actually is, right? For all of the desires you have, let's say it's more money, maybe more clients, maybe that main role on that Netflix show or something like that, right? That vibes at a frequency. And if you can understand what that frequency is and you can match that frequency, then you will call it into your life. So that is the premise of the whole of this work. That is what I teach in my academy. That is what this manifestation process is really all about. And if you get very skilled in this, which, again, I class myself as an expert in manifestation because I literally know exactly how to create that vibe. I know how to do it now. And this is why I teach my clients. If you can get to that point, then you become a very, very powerful creator, right? A powerful, conscious creator. So you stop being that observer that's looking around at their reality and feeling out of control, and you start stepping into your highest self with full empowerment, being able to create whatever the frick you want in your life. Now, something else that's really important here that I literally teach my students when they first join my academy is that this work, the law of attraction work, it's not about being high vibe all the time, right? Let's just for 1 second get rid of this whole toxic positivity situation that I see so often going around, flying around the internet. Oh God, just be happy, put a smile on it, right? Absolutely freaking not. That is not how this works, right? You've got to understand, guys, and you've got to be kind to yourself. We're human beings living in a human experience. We are going to go through contrast, right? Things go wrong in life. Things happen to us. We're hit by curveballs, right? And without that contrast, without that darkness that we do, come into contact with in our lives, we will never be able to understand what the light is, right? A quote that a download that I had years ago was something when I was going through contrast, the contrast that I've seen in my life was your light is found within your darkness. And the fact is, guys, is that it's not about trying to become high vibe and happy and positive for the rest of your life. It's about learning how to manage your vibration, right? That's all it's about. And like I said, this is the first thing I say to all of my students in the academy. And this is what the whole premise of the academy is about coming to peace with the fact that you are not going to be that happy-go-lucky person every single freaking day. And let me tell you, I am that person who likes to have a good old cry on my bedroom floor half the time because something's happened to me or I've been hit with a curveball, like I say. That does not mean that I'm not manifesting, right? Because I know how to control this vibration, right? And if you know how to do that, then you're winning at life, okay? So again, it's just a really important note because so many people think, oh God, like how do these people do it? They look like they're so full of energy all the time. Some people might think that about me. Like, I've had people say it to me before, like, God, Jess, how do you remain so positive? How are you so happy all the time? And I turn around to them and say, girl, like, I'm not all the time, right? I'm a human being experiencing human things. I just know how to manage it, right? So that's the main thing that I'm teaching you guys to do. Okay, then. So going back to the principles of the law of attraction, there's two main things that create your reality, right? Two main things that you are in control of, right? Remember, like you always have been in control. We've just been conditioned to believe we're not. But there's two things that we're in control of that will change the course of your reality, right? And that is your thoughts and your feelings. In other words, your beliefs and your energy. Okay, so the things you think about every single day, the things you focus on every single day, that is going to be causing beliefs to be formed in your mind. So a belief really is just a thought you think over and over and over and over again. So, if I keep thinking, I'm not confident, these people don't like me, I'm not confident, these people don't like me, then I'm going to form a belief that then sits in my subconscious that goes, nobody likes you, right? You're not good enough. And now this was an actual belief that I had formed because years ago I used to be incredibly anxious. And what happens is when we have these beliefs, we create a story about ourselves. And so this story that I had created about myself was that I have anxiety. I had created an identity. And when you start to create an identity about yourself, and again, guys, remember, be kind, because you have been conditioned, right? You weren't born this way. I was never born feeling anxious. I was born feeling amazing, right? Because we're all born as pure source energy, and source energy is pure love, pure light, pure amazingness. But I was conditioned to start identifying as having anxiety, okay? And actually, it's funny because I sat down with a friend of mine who, she's known me for years. She knew me as the anxious person. She saw me change, completely step into a new identity. She watched it over the years. She thought, how the hell has this happened? And she actually turned around and said, Jess, I want to join your academy. And so this friend of mine went through my academy this time round, and we were sitting after because we've just graduated, and she was saying, wow, it's just insane how much I've learned. But she was telling me about a time when I was trying to tell her about this work. And of course, back then, like I said, you've got to be ready to hear it. You've got to be ready. And I don't think she was ready back then. And she said, you said something, and you said, anxiety is just an identity that you are in control of. And it really hit her, and she got triggered by that, because she was like, no, absolutely not. I'm not in control of this. When I get anxiety, when I feel anxious, I'm not in control. How dare you tell me that this is an identity that I have formed myself? And it was only after doing the work that she realized, actually, I am in control. I am in control of this identity that I've created. Yes, I've been conditioned. I have to forgive my past. I have to forgive those experiences, but I have always been in control, right? So as I say, with these beliefs that you have about yourself, they form an identity, and that's very hard to let go of. Now, there's two types of beliefs, guys. There's conscious beliefs, which are the beliefs that you know you're thinking. Like, let's say you look in the mirror and you keep telling yourself, I don't like the way I look, right? That's a thought you're consciously thinking. And then there's your subconscious beliefs. Now, these are the ones that are slightly more dangerous, because these are the ones that we're not aware of, guys, right? It's literally like when you learned how to ride a bike when you were a kid, and you were learning with the stabilizers on, and maybe your parents were helping you, and you got this into the swing of it. And then suddenly stabilizers are off, you know how to ride. And then over the years, you don't even think about it. You just get on that bike and you go, right? There's no actual conscious thought involved. Just in the same way that you don't consciously think about your heartbeat, but your heart is always beating, right? It's because it's there, deep rooted in your subconscious. Now, this is what happens with our beliefs. If we're conditioned to believe something and it becomes our story and it becomes our identity, it gets so deeply rooted in our subconscious that we start operating on autopilot. It becomes a pattern for us. So however much you think you're changing your conscious beliefs, right? And this is something I did for so many years. I started doing this work. I thought, right, okay, I'm going to say my affirmations. It's all going to be fine. And, I'm there sitting in front of the mirror going, I am amazing. I can do this. I am great at this. But my subconscious was telling me a completely different story. So what you tend to see then is you're saying all the affirmations, you think you're doing all the work, but nothing is changing. And I actually spoke about this in the first live that I did in my Success Momentum Coffee Mornings this week. I said, I went through years of being like, I'm on this, I'm learning about the law of attraction, I'm reading all the books, I'm listening to the podcasts, but still my life hasn't changed, right? And that was because I didn't go deep enough. Right? I didn't allow myself to go all the way back and to heal these parts of myself. And so again, this is such a major thing that goes on inside my academy, because if we really want to change our story and change our life, then we have to go to those subconscious places. Okay, now, so the other thing is your energy. So this, as we've been saying, this is the frequency that you're giving off. And as I said before, everything's vibrating at a certain frequency. But what happens is when we go through these traumatic experiences in life, or heartbreak, or the loss of someone, or just these negative experiences that we've been going through, whether it be in your childhood or whether it be in your adulthood, we hold on to negative energy from those experiences. And when we're holding on to that negative energy, it means there is no space for that empowered energy and the new beliefs to come in and form inside you, right? So, as an example for me, I had to really, really work on the energy that I was holding on to around my breakup that I had, because I was holding on to a lot of pain. I was holding on to a lot of guilt. I was holding on to so much negative energy that was literally blocking my desires coming in, right? Because if you are full to the top of that low frequency, then all you're going to be calling in is more things matching that frequency, right? So there's two main things that we work through again with my clients is number one, we've got to raise our vibration. So as I said before, we've got to be matching the frequency of our desire, okay? But then number two is letting go of the negative energy. And I teach some of the most powerful rituals around this stuff, which are actually life-changing rituals, and actually especially around forgiveness. And this is something that my clients love, and that you can take away with you for the rest of your freaking life. Like, again, actually a really important note, guys, is that the work never stops, okay? And again, like, that's not to make it sound like, oh God, this is going to be hard work. Not at all, right? As I said, when this clicks with you, when you become skilled as a powerful manifester, like, you won't have to think. It's on autopilot. All of these things, these rituals, this belief work, it's on autopilot for you. But we've got to understand that we're always going to be triggered. There are always things that are going to go wrong in life. Like, that's life. Like I said before, the curveballs are a natural thing. The contrast is a natural thing. Therefore, we've got to get into the habit of understanding where we need to be managing that vibration, where we need to be letting go of negative energy, where we're holding on to stuff that we shouldn't be holding on to. And when we can become skilled in that, our life becomes so smooth, right? It becomes so easy. Like, ease, that word ease was actually a word that I had on my vision board when I first started doing this work, because that's what I wanted my life to feel like. And since doing this work, that's now what it does feel like. So a big thing we do is we have to let go of that negative energy, because, as I say, that energy that you hold on to from these past experiences is just cluttering up your energy field. So basically, guys, when you change that inner world, when you do this work on your beliefs and your energy, and you change your identity and you change your story and you do all of this inner work, then your outer world will change, right? This is why when I say it all starts from within, it really, really does. And we've been conditioned to believe that it's what's going on in our outer reality, trying to control situations, trying to, work our way to the top. And that doesn't make us feel good, but actually it all starts with the way you feel. Right? So it all starts with the work that you're doing on your inner world, and you are in control of that. So again, like I said before, for many years in my life, I just believed that I wasn't in control. I gave my power away to so many people, to casting directors who I thought they're in control of my career, and to my ex, or to friends in my life, right? But what you need to know is that all the power you need to create your reality is found within yourself. Okay? It's when you understand that, and when you can start telling yourself you are in control of your thoughts and your feelings, that's when your life shifts. Like I said, we give our power away so often. When something goes wrong, or when somebody hurts us, we get upset and we blame that person. But actually, you're in control of your vibration in that moment. That person does not have the power to make you think or feel anything that you don't want to. And that was such a big lesson in my own life, because from that moment on, when I started repeating that mantra to myself, I am in control of my own thoughts and feelings, nothing ever went wrong anymore. Right? Nothing could physically go wrong in my reality, because I was in charge. Okay, so that's the premise of this work, guys. That's what I'm teaching you, is that you are in control. You always have been in control. And once you know that and you decide that, that's when you become a conscious creator. And that's when you can start using the law of attraction to your benefit, guys. Like, you can manipulate this law of attraction all you want to call in absolutely anything you want into your life. You have that power to do, be, and have anything that you want. But you have to decide it. So as a quick recap, all you need to know is that you're a vibrational being in a vibrational reality, and that the law of attraction means like attracts like, and that you are the creator in your reality, and that if you want to become a conscious creator, then you just need to take back control and start matching the frequency of your desire. Start vibrating at the frequency of your desire. And if you do that and you master that, then you can call in anything that you want into your life. And I guess a final note that I'll leave you with, guys, is a question that you should ask yourself. And that just simply is, how much are you willing to commit to this? Because like I said, in my own journey for many years, I didn't commit. I thought I was committing, but I didn't go all in. I didn't go deep enough. I didn't go to those subconscious places. I didn't do the inner work. And I was still complaining, right? I was still living in a deep victim mentality of, why is my life still not changing? And so the question you've got to ask yourself is, how much are you willing to do this work? You know, because as I said, it's as easy as you make it. But if you don't want to go all in, then your life isn't going to change quickly. Because when you do go all in on this work, it does change quickly. It changes very, very quickly. Like I said, for probably about 8 years, I was living with a very negative mindset. It only took me about 6 months to start calling in the money, the success, the love into my life when I truly committed. So commitment is key here, and consistency with this work, because the work never stops. Only yesterday, guys, I was triggered by something. A massive trigger came up for me around love and relationships. But did I choose to sit into that trigger and feel negative around that situation? No. I chose to manage my vibration in that moment and do the inner work. And that's exactly what my coaching is about. That's exactly what my academy is about. And, you know, you hear me mentioning my academy a lot because it really is my baby. I created it through my own life experience, through my own experience with the law of attraction, using my own method. And that's why I'm seeing the results today, and my clients are seeing the results today, and you can too, you know? So I hope that this episode has given you more of an in-depth understanding of what the law of attraction is, how it actually works with the manifestation process, and any questions that you have on it, drop them in, send them in to me. As always, you know, post this on your Instagram story. Let me know how you found it. Let me know what you want to hear about next. But just leaving you with this mantra that I want you to repeat to yourself over this next week. And that is, I am the creator of my own reality, right? Repeat that. I am the creator of my own reality. And allow yourselves to go in on this work. Come and join in on my Success Momentum coffee mornings if you want to. Again, this is where we go in deep, talking all about this stuff. And that's, as I say, going on all of this November. So if you're just coming across this, if you're new to this, if you have been doing this for a while, but you want to go in deeper, then it's the place to be, right? You're in the right community, you're in the right space, you're in the right hands. And I want to help you guys do, be, and have everything you want to, because it is so, so achievable. So anyway, go and have the best week ever. I look forward to hearing your feedback, and any questions that you do have, drop them my way. And I will chat to you all very soon for the next episode next week. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend who you think would love it too. And if you want to let me know how you found it, just screenshot this episode, add it to your Instagram story, and tag me at I am Jessica Paul so that I can throw all the love right back at you. And of course, subscribe, hit those 5 stars, and leave a review to show your support and to keep the good stuff coming. Sending you so much love and gratitude from your girl Jess.